Striving in soil to communities online, we're talking with the connector of the cannabis industry, Frankieeezz. From indoor growers on Discord to community and growth, we all grow together. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Organically Blunt. I'm Jay Blaze, the host, if you don't know that already. If you do, welcome back. And I've got a perfect guest this evening. And like I said in the intro, if you got to catch that, I believe he's the connector of the industry. This man knows everybody. He's a networker. And not only does he network, but he builds community. So with that being said, I want to start right off and dive right into things with you, Frankie. And that is, can you share the story of how you first got into growing and how this community has influenced your journey along the way?
Yeah, easy. So I grew up in Southern California, and so the way I got into growing is there's a lot of dispensaries around here. So I got tired of that, and I found people on YouTube, and I started in 2018. So it took me like a year to start buying everything, to start buying the tents, to start buying the lights and all this other stuff. It took me a whole year, taking my time little by little. And once I started doing that, then I started looking into Instagram, and it got me into Instagram, and started finding genetics and seeds and people who grow, and that was the beginning, man. Oh, that just started everything, man, for me. And I didn't start planting seeds till about 2020. So that's when I really started to grow the autos and see what fems are and photos are and regs are, all the differences of
Absolutely.
All these plants. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, but we got to dive into the whole reason I discovered you. I mean, you're the friends with everybody I know, for one, and for two, when I watched the video with you on High Again with Heaven and Neo, and they gifted you this bong.
Yeah.
That told me right there that you were about community. And when I messaged you to ask you what the message was behind that, could you repeat that answer to the community so we can kind of give them an idea?
Yeah. So High Again, they always, wherever they go, they buy a bong, and they, because they don't like traveling or whatever. So they buy one, and they always gift it out to the person that they think deserves it, hanging out with the most and having fun or doing all this, And they surprised me with that bong, man. It was pretty freaking awesome, dude, that she gave me that. Yeah.
Definitely, they're great people. I know I've annoyed them a few times in my beginning stages with questions about everything. Because I'm literally, if you ask anybody in this industry, I'm the guy that just asks the questions. I'm just like, okay, how'd you get this? What'd you use?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that called? What does that do? And sometimes I might be a little too much for people, but that builds me into my next question for you. Yeah. And that is just about community as a whole and Discord. Okay. So you got this Discord community behind you. And what I want to know not only is what it's called, but how did you figure it out? Because I've been trying to figure out Discord for years, to the point that I finally gave up. I'm just like, it's not for me. Yeah. So I would love to get into a crash course sometime with somebody and actually get involved over there, because it sounds like it's fun, but I don't even know how to set it up. So
to sum it up, it's like we call it the backyard of Instagram. That's what we call it when we're in there, but so to back it up, I met Astro last year at MJ BizCon, and me and him, we got along. We rode everywhere, we drived everywhere in Vegas. After that, we started communicating, we started just hanging out in Discord, and then he started building one, and I told him, hey, do you know how to use this, man? He was like, a little bit, and I was like, dude, let me show you. So I started doing things, and then we also met Saul Bunyan. And he's an admin there at the Discord, and me and him, we just took it over, man. and we just started talking to everybody. We're on there daily. We create games on there, dude. We do giveaways, tournaments, you know.
Wow.
And whoever wants to go in there, I'm free. Like I always show people. I answer really fast, to tell you the truth. Everybody always says that. You answer really quick. I'm like, well, yeah, I got the message. Let me answer. You know, like
Right. Yeah.
pretty quick, you know, and I help everybody out how to navigate in there, man. You know, channels, categories, and stuff like that. But to put everybody in there, and when you have like 18 people just like this, but 18 of us just talking, and you could organize it a little bit. People stay quiet and start over people, but it's just awesome the way we all come together and we just talk about growing, talk about ideas, you know, business ideas, what we're doing next, what we're growing next, you know.
Absolutely, man. That I'm missing out because I come from the old what we used to call PHP forum days. You know,
Yeah,
but I have no idea outside of any of this newer stuff.
yeah.
Like I'm just like
I remember
Can
that.
here. I'm gonna highlight your
Peer-to-peer.
comment here, Can. I get lost in Discord
I get lost in
too.
Discord.
Yeah, like
So I made it
like
really
I don't
easy.
even know where to begin. Like
Yeah, I made it really easy. I also have channels where it's just instead of 18 people or 20 people, it's just like 4 of us. You know, like just talking, just not a whole big old crowd, you know. And we just hang out in there and just talk, and it's all video. You could do, you know, messages, gifts, all kinds of stuff, man. Yeah,
definitely. So, you know, you built these communities, you've met a lot of people over these couple of years you've been involved in this industry. You know, give it, you know, coming up on 3 years and you're going to be in the industry 10 years as an influencer. And I mean, that's impressive, dude. You got some history, you met some people.
Oh, thanks.
What would you say one of your fondest memories of connecting with somebody was, and how did that impact your growth with this community?
Oh, that's when I went to MJ BizCon. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a lot of business, a lot of industrial stuff. But to tell you the truth, when you go in there and you start networking and talking to the owners of these places and just BSing with them, it is just awesome, dude. And that's where you start connecting. And remember, I went by myself. Wow. You know, I didn't know anybody. And right away, I noticed a few people. I saw Crimson. I met Chubbs, Sebastian. Man. I was like, man, I follow you guys. I know who you are. And then like, oh, Frankieeezz. I was like, yeah, that's me, man. What's up? You know, and that's how it all began, dude. And hooking up with Astro. I met Huygen there. You know, I met Pigeons, dude. Pigeons is my boy, dude. Like,
definitely
him there, man. And dude, it's just that was the start and that was the beginning of it, dude. It's going there. And I keep telling people, like, you know, you don't feel intimidated with all this industry and big old machines, because we know more than them, to tell you the truth. When you start talking to them, I'm like, oh, dude, I know how to grow better than you, dude. Like, I know a little bit more. You're just like, what? Trying to feel the people out, and some of them are really cool, you know. And
absolutely,
that was the start, man. And after that, I kept connecting with everyone. You know, the Discord, Instagram, on YouTube, being on the live, being in the chat. All these people in the chat, probably. You know, just doing that and getting on cameras is one of the biggest things I try to people. You know, if you could turn on your camera and show your face, that's you're up one. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you just answered the next question I had for you, and that was basically what type of practices of your own would you say to somebody to get them involved? And
jump in.
You said it right there. Just jump right in.
Jump right in, dude. When I went to the Autoflower Cup last year, I just jumped into interviews. I just threw myself in. I didn't know what was, you know, I had no game plan. I was just like, just get me in there, dude. I just want to put me in there and let's see what happens, you know, and start talking to people.
Yeah, definitely. I had a friend. It's funny. I won't put his name under the bus. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, you won't. But long story short, he hit a doobie at the airport here outside under a rock in a doob tube. for when he got back from MJ Biz, so he could have his first smoke. And he hid one outside the convention center, or somebody he knew did, when he got there. And I'm like, hold up. I'm like, man, you guys are legit, like partying like that. And and he didn't even have tickets to get in. He somehow got somebody else's ticket and got in the door and got to experience it. And I was like, man, so if I got there, I could probably still get in. And he's like, oh yeah, definitely.
Even if just to go and just to hang out with people, you don't even have to go inside. Some people didn't, and some people just hung out, came outside and smoked, and then went and did their thing, and then met up with us later on.
Man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of that, me and 420 Things, we found a house and we gathered our closest, and we were like, let's just all live in, stay in here and for the whole weekend and have some fun and stuff, and I surprised them with a whole bunch of stuff. I surprised them with shirts, a banner, balloons, cake, and it was just a great time, dude. Bringing everybody.
I seen all that, and I was
like, did you see some? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, especially your banner behind you. And
there it is. Yeah.
I was like, whoever designed that, I didn't know if you did
or Rock Solo.
I was like, it definitely fits the whole theme of Vegas, the industry, the show, all the creators involved as a community. It brings them all together. I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah, I know. See, just on Discord, I met this guy from Crimson on his Discord, Dead by Dawn, named Rock Solo. I hooked up with him. He does a lot of graphics and stuff. Told him this is what I want. I worked with him, like 3 months prior to the event, and we did all that, dude. And he came up with this, and it's just beautiful.
Definitely. And you got the can back there. I can see it.
Yeah, that's my man Don right there, man.
Yeah, that man right there is a genius. I don't care what anybody says, but I'm getting ready to pop some auto flowers in our next upcoming series, and that I got Taproots in less than 18 hours the first time I used that.
Oh yeah, we all
It is an amazing
product. Just got done. I cleaned it and put it there, back to its place.
That's
like
awesome.
That's what I try to tell people. Like, some people. I used to use plates, 2 plates, and with the paper towel or whatever. Put it in the closet, good to go. Whatever.
I always put mine on top of the refrigerator.
Yeah. Now I could display what I use, make it look nice. Just I don't know. Pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, but Don's a man, dude. Hopefully I showed him a good time, dude. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, you look like he said, you're the life of the party. So
dude, I go to Vegas so much, dude, that I know like the right places, and I learned a lot of the history. I lived there for 4 years at one point.
Wow.
I was a slot tech, so I used to work on the slot machines.
Okay.
And so I learned a lot of the histories of old Vegas and new Vegas, and being the tour guide and just showing them, giving them a little history of the place. They just loved it, man. I was like, we're going here. Follow me.
That's so cool. I was telling you, my best friend lives out in LA, and he goes to Vegas all the time too. And it's like, I'm like, I didn't realize it was that close,
it's pretty close. Yeah.
Yep. It's actually closer for him to go to Vegas than it is for me to drive to Detroit. Yeah. And I'm like, that's crazy, that ain't fair. But
But I was communicating with like 15 people, just Instagram, Discord, emails, text messages, just trying to answer everybody. Where are you guys? Well, I'm here. We're here. Just trying to gather people together, dude. And I think we did a good job, man. It was pretty fun.
Definitely. So you run a community. The one I did find is called Indoor Growing.
That's my other Discord I run. It's a raffling giveaway page. A lot of people have fun. So
definitely, and my question regarding all this is, is basically, what is your preferred method of growing? What way did you get into? Are you a soil guy, a hydro guy?
So I started with cocoa and I went back to soil. So right now I'm using Pro Mix. So
Okay.
I'm trying that out. Dude, it feels nice and clean. It's crazy.
Oh, definitely. I've used
Yeah,
it.
right.
I love this stuff,
I'm just
but
like, wow. Smells good too. So I'm
absolutely.
using that, and I use the AC Infinity fabric pots and the 420 fast buds pots. I use those.
Okay.
And I use a lot of the watering bases from AC Infinity.
Yep.
It's my little cheat to watering, like because I'm always on the run doing stuff, so I use that a lot, and they love it. They love it. And then I use
Sorry, go
liquid
ahead.
nutrients. I use liquid nutrients. Right now, I'm using Kronk nutrients. They're from Canada,
Okay.
and I'm almost out, so I think I'm gonna be switching to Drip Hydro
I've
Drip
heard of
Hydro.
them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
I just seen an ad for them somewhere.
Oh, did
Matter of
you?
fact.
Yeah. You're gonna
Yeah,
see
I don't
more not
remember.
saying it.
Yeah, I don't remember where I seen it at, but I literally just seen it this past week. So like,
Yeah.
that's crazy how things come up in conversation that like you'll see it and then you will just think
And then
about it for a minute and the next thing you know you're talking about it and it's like, wow, how did that happen?
So
Yeah.
I have a HLG light, the Tomahawk 650,
Okay,
and
nice.
that's my second light, and I love it. It's very energy efficient, so it's really cost efficient on your bill, which is
Definitely.
awesome. And that's a big plus that I look at in lights, low ampage, and still
Right.
provides the right power.
HLG just kills it.
They kill it, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
They make my favorite lights. I've got quite a few of their units,
There you go. See,
but I'm using Kind LED now because I like the bar setup.
Oh, that's even good too. Mm-hmm.
But and I'm working with in our new series. It's a company called Sandlight. Well, I'm trying to work out a bug.
Yeah, I know that.
Yep, I'm trying to work out a bug with the dimmer right now. It's Bluetooth, and for some reason their app isn't detecting to add the device to the network, and I don't know why. And the guy over there, he's like, I sold 42,000 of them units and never had that problem, and all of a sudden somebody's got a problem. And I'm like, yeah, and it just so happened to be me. Like, great. And
yeah, I think I saw them at MJ BizCon. I think they
yeah. They're from Austria.
Yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I think who has their lights? Good Buddy Flower, I believe, has lights.
I didn't know that. I'll have to get a hold of him
and
talk to him. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He was the one showing me, check this light out. Check this out. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Different design, but pretty
absolutely
pretty awesome, man.
A way different design. It reminds me a lot
of bars.
Of like I don't even know how to word it. Like old school radiator systems that have or computer internal parts that have the cooling fins on it. This is designed that way, and however they designed it, which I'm going to be diving into in my next series, is it runs so cool, like even cooler than my other lights, that I put my hand on it and I'm like, is it even on? I'm like, it's not even hot. And I'm like, wow.
Same with mine. The HLG is just not even hot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Lights have came so far. It's really impressive.
Yeah. So it is.
Do you have anything going right now as far as growing?
Oh yeah. So like I said, like in Discord, we have a verse mode tournament going on where grower versus grower. Then you advance to the next to bracket. You advance. And so right now, I'm on round 2. So I'm growing the Mango Smile from Mephisto's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm growing that one. And after that, I have a whole bunch. I have some 420 fast buds, Amnesia Zittles.
Yeah.
I have that one. I have the Orange President.
Ooh, yeah.
Once they came out with that, I was like, oh, I want those.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully they're done when he takes over. And then and then I have what are the other ones? Some other little ones. Oh, the Kindway Farms. We're doing a grow along with a whole bunch of people in Discord. So Kindway Farms provided Astro with 100 packs.
Wow.
And he gave most of them to me. and I gave them out to all the Discord, all our closest
Oh, that's
people that we
awesome.
talk to, you know. And
Yep.
so I told them pop them whenever, but we're gonna try to keep progress and post pictures. You know, we all want to see. You know,
Definitely.
so I have 2 of those growing. They're little babies.
That's so cool. You know, I'm looking to do something like that come the first of the year. I'll drop a little hint here for you guys, but I want to come up with a collective, kind of like a fan's favorite, a fan club, I guess you'd say. And I need to set a decent price. It's not going to be expensive, guys, but something just to cover. I don't want to make profit, just to cover the products. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of companies involved to donate stuff. We'll do a grow off, and there'll be a limited edition T-shirt included in the package, where these people only, you know, limited spots, and then once they're gone, they're gone. Like nobody else will have that limited edition design. Nobody will have our custom merch we're going to put into it, and we'll work with one of our breeder partners, and we'll come up with a strain that they want us to grow, and we'll do like a little bit of a grow off virtually, and I'll have to get all the logistics put out of it and ask a few of you guys that have experience in it, because I'm new to it all. And but you know, I'd love to put something like that together and trying to give something back to the community that watches right here, you know, what we're putting on.
If you just talk to the people and just communicate with them, man, they're so willing to help.
Yeah, you know, definitely.
You just gotta do it, man. Like, so I tell people, just do it. Just send an email, talk to them, you know, like, do it. So ours is a grow along, man. It's just at your own time.
That's what I would like to do. Not like everybody has to grow it at a certain week at a certain time. Because I tried that, and like half the people I sent seeds to didn't even pop them, and I was like,
they didn't even start.
Oh man, where'd that go? And it's like,
when I was organizing the verse mode, well, me and Saul were organizing it. Dude, we were like, come on, guys, come on. You know, DM and come on, do it right now. right now. They're like, oh shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, come on, man.
Yep, and that's what I ran into too. You know, I was working with Seedsman way back in the day, and they had one called a Bubba Cheesecake, and
I like the
they sent me a crap load of packs, and I distributed them out. You know, all I asked the people was send me $5 for the shipping. That was it, and I sent out all the packs, and like 3 people popped them and had them going. And I'm like, out of like 25 people, I'm like, oh, well, that ain't going to work. So I haven't done one since on the show because I didn't know how I wanted to put it together to make it work. But I think, like you said, kind of just a grow along would be a better way to do it.
Yeah, we gave people like 2 months. Like, this is the area that we're going to pop them. So, you know, if you want, join us, you know? Yeah,
definitely. So you probably have grown a lot of different strains. What are some of the standout favorites of yours personally?
Well, I'm a big fan of Soulfire.
Oh,
so I last year I grew a lot of Soulfire. I even grew it outside. So that's one of my favorite breeders. Really cool guy. I talked to him on his Discord. You know, he probably has one, if not the best Discord in the game, Soulfire.
Okay.
And so I kind of base ours on his a little bit to, you know, just kind of try to figure it out, you know, and make it look good and stuff like that, you know. And so that, I grow a lot of his strains. And when I saw him there, he gave me a few, you know. Those are my favorite. And I stock up on autos.
I love autos too.
Smoke. And then when I have enough to smoke, I go back to photos.
Same here. And I was trying to explain that to a couple guys, and they're like, you know, and no offense to you guys out there that don't like auto flowers, you know, I get a little smoke. I get a little smoke blown my way sometimes. They razz me a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah. You know,
they're getting better. They're getting better and better. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Man. And you know, we're voting on the next thing we're gonna grow. I had putting it up on our Instagram, and the vote that's gotten the most 100% across the board. Everybody wants me to grow this grape autoflower strain. I got I can't think of the name of it off the top, but I just got it from Night Owl Seeds. And
from Night Owl.
Yep. And everybody's voting for Night Owl. So far, I think he's going to take the cake in the first breaking it in, because we're putting together just a 4x2 fully automated grow setup. I'm talking AI is going to control it. It's going to have a watering system. It's going to be pretty much hands off, besides, some top feeding here and there and a little bit of watering here and there. But it should be fun. It's the show. My purpose behind it isn't to be lazy. It's to show that the people who think they can't grow still can have an opportunity to grow something better than what's in them stores, because what you're putting into it. On top of your love and care for the plant, there's no chemicals put into that soil that came to your knowledge or anything like that. And that's my biggest thing, is I try to keep it safe, because you're putting it in your body. So, I try to explain that to people, and definitely. And I got to give a shout out.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to give a shout out to all the guys in chat. Thanks for coming on over. We got Saul Bunyan, Crimson Grows. We've got Untrained Astronaut out there. We got Can. I mean, thanks for joining the conversation, guys. Appreciate you guys' support.
I see all them in there.
Autoflowers are definitely something I stock up on too. So, for somebody that, I guess we'll dive into the autoflower hole a little bit here with you. Yeah. And, for somebody getting started with them, what would be one piece of advice you'd give to somebody that wants to try autoflowers, that might want to take that dive because they're afraid they're going to mess it up?
Oh man, autoflowers, they're vigorous, man. They'll take anything. Dude, one time I forgot to turn on the light for like 3 days, dude, 4 days. Turned it back on, they just boom, they were loving it, dude. I was like, oh my God, they still grew,
Right.
A lot of people say autoflowers are hard. To me, I think they're really easy, dude. I put them at a cycle, the light cycle, 18 hours on, 6 hours off the whole time. I don't even, I put that schedule on the light and it just runs, and as long as you water everything, and keep it wet and moist. And, like I said, I use the water bases. That's my cheap method. So it works so good with autoflowers, dude. And so I would say try that. Even an autoflower next to by the window by your kitchen, dude, would work. Those little things, they'll grow really fast. So
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I've got 8 of them watering bases. I switched over to beds and in my tents. So, what I'm thinking I'll do, they're used, but I can wash them up real good. Is I think I'm gonna give them away to somebody that could use them in the community. Yeah. If you're a new grower out there and you're trying to get your start and you can't get the watering down, and you're willing to pay the shipping on some bases, 2 to 8, don't be greedy. If you can't grow 8, don't take all 8, because I don't want to see them sit, because that's what they're doing now. And I'm willing to give these to somebody at the charge of just the shipping, So if anybody is interested in trying them watering bases, reach out to me. I bought these personally. They weren't gifted to me, but I outgrew using them because I don't have room for them anymore. So,
dude, I have 12.
Hey,
and I used all of them. Dude, I even used them for the outside grow.
I never thought about that.
And it worked perfect, dude.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. But I'd like to give back still,
Oh, yeah, that's true, man. Yeah.
Definitely. If anybody can use them, and put them to use, I would definitely pay it forward,
And shoot me a message. I'll show you how to tie those things the right way.
Okay. Yeah, because I just
the right way
across,
No,
and I bought a bag of cotton wick, and I cut them off, and I change them every time. But
I got a little trick of how I do it. Yeah, works perfect.
Definitely.
Tricks of the trade, man. That's what you learn, especially in the groups and talking to people, man. You have questions, just ask them, man, and we all figure it out and stuff. Oh, thank you. Ooh, sweet.
Definitely. So I want to dive into more just about you as a grower and a person. And I want to start, we're going to take it back. And I don't mean to date you or age you, but we're going to take it back to the beginning. And that is we want to hear about the first time you tried cannabis and where'd you get it from?
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I was 13, and I kind of remember this story. So my sister would call the school and say, "Oh, he's sick. He's not going to school." So I would ditch, right? And a lot of us did that. So we would, and I lived in military housing, so our parents were always gone. So we would pick someone's house that was their parents were gone, and we would all ditch and go to that house, right? And and hang out the whole day until after school. And I remember one of my friends made a bong out of a 2-liter.
Okay.
Right. And so that was the first time I smoked, and I smoked, and I was like, I remember going to the bathroom, washing my face, and be like, oh my God, like I was really stoned, like holy shit. I don't remember what kind of weed or anything like that.
Right.
Nothing like that, or where they got it from, probably from a brother or something. But yeah, it was from one of those 2 liters with a foil bowl coming out of it.
Yep. Oh man, that's old school there. Yeah,
it's old school, man. Yeah.
I tell my brothers, he's your kid's age, in his 20s, my little brother, and he says, man, you probably didn't even have names for your strain when you got it back when you were my age. I said, no, we didn't. We had louds and we had reggies. And that was it. And like that was what you got, one or the other. It was not
had seeds. We're like, oh,
yep, right.
And learn, you're like, oh shit, they're giving you male plants, to smoke.
Like, yep,
motherfuckers.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny, but
we would take that filter from the sink.
Yep.
Take it, use it.
We did that. We would put joints and toilet paper rolls with a fabric sheet over the end so it didn't stink. I mean, we do. Oh man, that was back in the day, and we did have the brick stuff. Elkanah's talking about the brick stuff back in the day. I remember the brick stuff. My parents were growers too when I was a kid, so we would have plants in my living room, and we weren't allowed to touch them. And I didn't know where it was at when I was a kid, but I remember going to farms because I live in our agricultural area, and going to farms and my family going inside and being there for like 3 hours, I swear. And us kids would be out in the car, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're going in here to pay a bill," and then we're like, "Yeah, a bill, right? Yeah." 3 hours later, why's your eyes all red?
Yeah,
but.
After a while, my mom was like, "Oh, what? He always smokes." I moved out when I was 18 anyway. But now she comes over, and my dad and my mom, they all look at the grow and everything. My sister grows too. And,
hey, that's cool.
Yeah, and they come. They're like, "Whoa, what the heck?" They're like, "Whoa," just checking everything out, smelling it. They're like, "Oh my God," I'm like,
definitely. Did you ever picture that this plant would bring people together? I mean, obviously it does, and it has through history, but I'm talking the way it has today, where you don't have to hide it anymore.
Of course, we all know that, but I have another perspective too, is like once I started growing and buying all this stuff, and it's in my garage, it's at my house, a lot of the friends I had, they kind of go away, because maybe the friends, maybe not the very, your best friend or whatever, but like they start going away, dude. They start dwindling away. You stop talking to them. You don't invite them over. You don't really want to show them too much, or, some of them are shady or something,
Right.
So, but talking to everybody on Instagram, dude, I've met so many good friends, dude. Like Saul, dude, that's my boy, dude. That's like my best friend right there, dog. And Astro, all them, dude. These are my friends, dude. And like, they live everywhere. My wife is always like, who are these weirdos you're talking to? Who are these freaking guys? Who are these people? You don't even know them. What's their name? And I'm like, I don't know. His name's Astro. They're like, well, what's his real name? I was like, I don't know. Like, his name's Saul, but his name's not really Saul. Like, holy shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then you start getting to know them. Then I know their real names and stuff, but like, she's like, who are these weirdos you're talking to, these people, and then all of a sudden she's coming on the camera and they're like, hi Jamie, and she's like, hi, And now she knows them. You know, they've stayed at my house. A lot of them slept at my house. You know, and we just stayed in Vegas together. You know, and yeah, it's just awesome, dude. Like, so that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, the community's strong, and you meet all these new people and everything, but you also lose a lot of the friends that are like locally. I think.
Yeah,
that's happened to me. I don't know.
I think you're right there because I like have nobody that's into it around me.
See,
and like my closest friend that is into it is like 45 minutes to an hour north of me, and it's like okay. And then my best friend, he goes by Country Roots here on Instagram. You guys can check
see I'm the same way.
Yeah, and he owns a soil company, and
that's cool.
He's a geologist and a professor at a university, and he's putting up a greenhouse, and he's doing a lot. And I'm gonna tell his story someday too. But he's a busy working man that is busy, but I met these people from the community, and I feel this community has become family.
Yes,
we're getting ready to wrap up our 3rd year here at Organically Blunt. Frankieeezz is episode number 50 this year. 50. That means I've spoken with 50 different people I've sat down with and had what I call an intimate conversation.
And I've seen a lot of
who they are. Yep. And like I tell everybody has a story to tell. Don't be afraid to come and just tell your story. You don't have to be a big time grower or somebody that's done anything in the world of Instagram or anything that's marvelous. You are marvelous as a person, and don't forget that. All of us come from a different background. So that brings me into my next couple questions. And the one I have to ask you here is what we ask everybody at Organically Blunt, and that. There is a rule to it before you answer it, and that is quite simple. You cannot think about it. Whatever comes in your head, blurt it out. So here we go. If you could smoke with anybody dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Nikola Tesla.
Okay.
Just to sit with him in that chair with all the electricity, smoke a joint.
Wow.
And just talk about power and what he knows and get into his head. I think
absolutely
that would have been.
You were the first person to say that, and
I read a lot about him. I have a few books about him. My brother did a whole report on him and all this stuff. I mean, we just love that guy, man. It's just, I wish he was more out there. I mean, I know Tesla's trying to do their thing, trying to catch up to him, but yeah, man. I think that would be it. Yeah.
He definitely, yeah.
I'm a scientist. I'm a nerd. I do.
Me too. So, yep.
Yeah. So.
That is like on train said, good fucking answer. That is a good answer.
Thank you. Hell
because man, I'm just thinking in my head, sitting here, like how deep I could go in conversation with a person like him. It would get so deep that I would probably get lost in my own thoughts. Definitely.
To learn from him, wow, would be
absolutely.
Yeah, that would be my pick, man.
Right. So my pretty much one of my final questions for you is, where do you see yourself in not only this community, but as a grower in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be?
I want to be, I have some ideas. I do a lot of stuff, man. I do, I mess around with shirts. I mess around with 3D printers, a lot of stuff like that. So I'm kind of leaning towards that to try to figure out something to make it easier for everybody, or, have a different option or something. And that's where I see myself, dude. I'm going to all these business conferences and talking to all these owners and everybody. Dude, I think I could do something, dude. Open up a shop or an idea or something. I'm totally on board with that. And that's where I see myself. And I talk to my wife and my family, and they're on board. They're like, do it,
Definitely.
Let's see what you got,
I'm involved a lot on a local standpoint with like the Chamber of Commerce and the
Awesome. Yeah.
JCs, and I've done a lot in the community with a lot of charities, and we have in our town. We actually have one in this town and one in the next town over, so it's kind of nice. We have what's called BMI, and it's put on at the local university, and we have what we call it's called here in my town the Grand Valley State University Science Hub. So the building is all scientific. It's really cool looking. I'll have to send you some pictures next time I'm over there.
Yeah.
But they put on what is called BMI, and it's business minded integration. And everybody, business to business, comes from different places. You know, we have a downtown district as well that it's kind of like an exclusive club. If you have a business downtown, you're in the downtown district, you're in the downtown club. Well, all these businesses come and they share things, and then they had a mentor program where you got a newer business that would mentor up with somebody that might have been in business 20 to 25 years. And they would take you under their wing and teach you different things. And it was so cool. I would love to see somebody do something like that in this industry, you know, in the cannabis industry. It could even go as far as being digital. I mean, you could do like online seminars and classes, but also where people from different points of the business can sit around, almost like back in my day, how I kind of got into this type of video stuff was called the Growers Roundtable. And on every Tuesday, Subcool and a bunch of other people would get on there and they would just talk. And I would love to see something like that come about in this industry where people just from different areas just come and talk. And if there is a show or a place that anybody knows I would please send me the information, because I'd love to not only be a guest sometime, but I'd love to just sit down and hear some of their shows.
Be interested in that. Yeah, just hearing.
Yep.
That's
definitely.
a great idea. Yeah, and that's what we did we sort of did it at the house. People were talking about business ideas, having little meetings on the side, talking. We started talking like that. It was pretty nice meeting like that. And in the actual Discord, we have a section where we just talk about business, and we invite people in there, and it's just like 4 or 5 of us, and we just talk about business, and we keep it in there and share ideas, marketing, you know, networking, everything. Yeah.
Man, I wish I knew how to use Discord, because I know I'm missing out on shit.
I'm gonna send you a thing on the DM, right?
It kind of upsets me because I could never get it to work. Like, it started back in Dude Grow Show, way back in the day, Dude Grow Show, when they first started. Like, their guy that is no longer with them, I can't even think of his name, it's been so long. He was like a nerd, so he like helped tried setting it up for me, and I still couldn't get it to work. So I might tag you,
just click on it and you go in there, and that's it. It'll be easy.
Hell yeah, definitely. And you know, I got to give a shout out to Astro too, just because he has been a supporter of Organically Blunt since the early days, and I can't thank him enough. You know, so if I sound good, thank Astro, because he has put a lot of effort in behind that.
Oh, good. Yeah, he's always helping people with the electronics and the mics and setting up the computers and stuff. Yeah. Like we all have our little things that we all collaborate with too, man.
Definitely, you know, he is great at doing the promo videos and product reviews. That is his thing. And his technology with the cameras. Like, I'm looking into ways to just film my own plants I grow and make it look kind of like that. And I'm looking into different things, and I'm like, how did he do that? I'm like,
he's always pushing me, buy this, get this. I say, hey, dude, I finally bought a gimbal, dude. I'm good to go.
Well, I decided, you know, and speaking of gimbal, I got one, and I hate the damn thing because it takes forever to set the one up I got. So I'm looking at getting a DJI Osmo.
Okay, that's the one I got. Okay, cool. Okay,
and that thing is awesome. My current one is called a Zhiyun Smooth 5S, and you put the cell phone on it because I do everything with a cell phone.
Yeah,
but
you can.
I decided instead of buying a new cell phone and paying, you know, a bill 3 times as much because I got a phone on a payment plan, I'll just buy the Osmo and use that instead of using my phone.
Dude, these cameras have, I mean, these phones have awesome cameras now. and they're just getting
Yep.
better and better, dude. The new iPhone one, oh man, I think Grow Under the Stairs, I think he films everything with the phone.
It's getting more popular. It really is.
And then just does his editing on the computer. It's just wow,
Yeah, I do my editing on the phone though too.
See, yeah, like Macho, he does his editing on the phone, man.
Yep.
You ever see him doing it? He does it fast, dude.
That's what people say to me too. They're like, "How'd you get that done so fast?" I'm like, "I guess I just do it every day." And they're like,
"Yeah, he just does it a lot.
That's
yeah,
quick.
He knows what to do." Like, "Oh shit, dude, that was quick."
Yep, definitely. So
good.
I want to dive into these last 15 minutes with you, and before I let you go here, is there anything I missed about you that you want people to know, or anything about anything at all?
So getting into growing and taking care of these plants, I've grown tomatoes. I popped corn in the can, grew the corn, ate the corn.
Wow.
Yeah, in the backyard. So it got me involved in a lot of plants and loving that. And then I got chickens. So I love the farm life. I have chickens. I feed them every day, do all get eggs. I was supposed to take eggs to MJ and I didn't. I forgot. Yeah, so stuff like that I do. I'm involved in 3D printing.
Wow.
I'm in a lot of I'm in that community also, in the 3D printing community. I'm in there, Frankieeezz, so I do a lot of stuff like that. Let's see. I like to travel. This year I'm trying to do a lot of traveling up to places, to events. What is the Dudes Grow community thing that they have? I'm gonna try to go there.
Yep.
Their cup. I'm gonna try to go there. Not entering, just going. Just try to. I
think it's called the Cowboy Cup.
I think it's the GDC Cup or.
Okay, I know there's a Cowboy Cup. They were.
Yeah, I know that one too. Yeah, stuff like that. I want to start going to different ones, just going and meeting people and see what's up. So
like I told Neil and Heaven, because they're from Michigan. I'm from Michigan.
Yeah.
And same with you. Any of you creators out there, any of you guys in the audience that want to make the trip up to Michigan and see what the scene is like, and anybody that's an influencer, this ain't just for the public. This is a free invitation, but there is some rules here. I got to limit it. Otherwise, I'll have 500 people asking. But any of you creative friends of mine, Astro, Can, Crimson Grows, any of you guys out there in the chat that want to come up to Michigan Gyms and Genetics this summer in June, and we do a whole resort we rent out every year for a whole week and camping and everything, I will hook you guys up with VIP entry.
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
And
stuff like that is what I want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, I want to show you guys the full experience. We bring the Mendo Dope Boys out to the event twice already. We're going on our 4th year of doing it. And, it is a community of people of all different ages. We've got people that actually live at the resort. It's kind of funny. I got a video somewhere. They'll all roll out like these 70 and 80-year-olds on their golf carts, and they'll all be lined up watching the live performances. And we have flame dancing and juggling and stilt walkers, and it's a whole show and live entertainment. And the Mendo Dope Boys put on their set. We've had the Cottonmouth Kings up here. We've had all kinds of stuff, and if you want to come out, I will hook you up. If you decide, hey, I want to make a trip up.
Yeah, that's something. Stuff like that is what I want to be involved in.
Right. If Neo and Heaven want to put you up for the weekend, I unfortunately have no room because I used my room for grow tents. So my extra guest rooms are now my grow rooms. So
yeah, I get that, dude. I was about to take over one of the guest rooms, and my wife's like, "Hell no, you're not." I was like,
I'm just glad I'm single, because if I was married, it wouldn't happen. One's the studio, one's a grow room, and then now I just put the auto tent, which I'm trying to figure out how to film. It makes it a little hard because it's in my living room, and I don't want to expose my whole living room to everybody. So it's like I'm trying to show the tent and show how I'm setting it up. but I'm trying not to show that my couch is right next to it. But you know, I've got a little bit there of complications.
You'll see me, dude, on the Discord, just chilling in the morning, cleaning up with the chickens, feeding them all the trimmings.
That's awesome.
I do that in the morning. Sometimes I'm in here doing shit, I'm very open and I'm very, welcoming to people. I could figure people out. I feel people out really quick and so yeah, man.
Absolutely. Well, you're always welcome back. And like I said, if you come up here anytime or you want to decide to come up to the
I probably will. Mm-hmm.
I will hook you up with the full experience. And a lot of times I know at the resort they have cabins too that can be rented.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do or something. Yeah.
Yep. So, and we might be able to get even that put into a deal somehow there for you too, and
or shit, I'm staying at Heaven's house in Highgate house.
I've been trying to get them guys out for 2 years now. So if they're watching, come on, guys. I want you one event. Come on. I promise the experience will be worth it. I promise.
Yeah, that's fun.
And the biggest question I want to leave on this note before we leave here is, where can people connect with you? Where can they find you?
Well, they can find me on Discord, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all at Frankieeezz. 3 E's, 2 Z's.
There we go.
Yeah, I just put it on all of them, made it all the same, And that's my name. I'm Frankie. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to be buying a domain name at the beginning of the year, so it's going to be easier for you guys to find us too.
Yeah.
It's going to be. I'm not going to set up a website yet, but I'm going to take it where you type in the URL like organicallyblunt.com. And it's going to take you right to our YouTube channel. So you can find right where the next video is, or if you want to see any of the other ones, right where to find them. Mm-hmm. That way, when we tell you guys, hey, head on over to link in bio, we don't have to say that no more. We can say head over to organicallyblunt.com and you can connect with us.
Thank you for having me, man. I've watched a lot of the videos of yours. I was there when you did it, when you've interviewed Elle. And Spy Loco, I think it was, and I just really enjoyed your the whole way the whole way you do this, and I was happy just to be like, I want to get on, no problem.
Definitely, I appreciate you agreeing to it because I try to make it just like I tell everybody. I get a lot of people that off camera that say I'm nervous, and it's like,
oh yeah, everyone's nervous.
Don't worry about the chat. Let's just act like we're having a conversation,
But we see you, chat. We see you.
Yeah, we do, definitely. And that boils down to my final goodbye before I let you go here is I appreciate you being a part of this community, and I appreciate everybody out there. Thanks for the support. And I'm working on 2 final shows before we round off this series. We're going to cap it off at 52. I'm going to take some time off to focus on the auto tent series coming up, try to dial in some of that content. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it exactly, but I know we're going to be doing a seed to harvest on top of showing you guys the setup because, well, everything is involving AI now. So we're going to bring it into the grow tent and see if it can truly control the environment better than without AI.
Without it. I'm curious about that thing too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and thing is, it's stuck an hour and a half from here at UPS, and they're saying they're not going to deliver it. Yeah, they're not going to deliver it until the 4th. And I'm like, so I called them today, and I'm like, can I just come pick it up? No, because it might not even be there yet. But I'm like, but it says it's there, and it's been there since Christmas Eve. Like, and they're like, and you got to sign for it. And I'm like, and they gave me a
really.
Yeah, and I'm like, you guys gave me a 4-hour window. I can't sit home for 4 hours and miss 4 hours of work because, and I don't know when you're going to show up, but that's what's going to have to happen. Then they'll leave they'll leave a note on my door, and then I'll sign the note and then put it back on the door, and then they'll deliver it the next day. They won't just deliver it. And I got security cameras up because, I get a lot of packages. So
put that video out, man. I want to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to put it together, and it's going to be, we're going to show how to set up a living soil bed with a watering system and everything, all the rest of the equipment, the ventilation, the lights, the circulation, all that's going to be controlled by AI. So
I
it's
feel
going
like
to
that's
be,
where everyone goes. Everyone goes to the bed. So, Saul, Astro, they all do the living soil. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it.
there's a secret behind it, and the
Yeah.
secret is the
Tell the
bigger
story.
the pot, the easier the well, that too.
Yeah.
It's the easier it is. It's like your car battery in an electric car. That's the only way I can explain it. The bigger the battery, the farther you can go, and the less you have to do to it.
Right.
So the
That
bigger the bed, it makes it easy because
makes it easy.
your plant takes what it needs, and you don't get nuke burn, so you don't have to risk that. And I top dress, and I'm using
top dress.
watering sensors that
No
tell me
pH
the more
water.
no pH, but I do I use a inline RV filter on a hose hooked to a hook, and I have a hose ran down my hallway from my bathroom sink that I run inside because it's warm, and I don't want to run the hose from outside because it's winter here and
ice cold.
It'll freeze and burst your pipes or something. So I run it from the inside, but I run it through a filter, like an RO filter, and that keeps it safe. And then last year I had calcium buildup over everything in the tank.
Oh, damn.
I was using tap water in my humidifier. And I finally bought a 2-gallon distiller. So
That's what
I run that, and I fill my humidifiers up as I need it with distilled water, and it just makes.
I probably have the same one, big old one, and I do it for like a week and fill up all kinds of gallons, so it's all prepared and ready.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah, and you said you caught Elkanah's episode with me. I will say, if for anybody out there, go back and watch that episode.
Watch that one.
He is the only guest to leave me speechless, and that's the only way I can put it. You have to see the episode. His story literally left me speechless to the point I didn't even know what to say anymore, because you don't meet people that have gone through what that man has gone through. That are still here standing upright.
And, he's a very cool guy, man. Genuine and just
definitely. Yeah. So with that being said, we thank you for coming on the Organically Blunt show. If you can't stay lit, everybody, stay organically blunt. And have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Organically Blunt. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe up front. Shout out to our partners helping us grow. Seedsman Genetics, the pros you know. Country roots, soil, and grassroots too. Grow bags, keep your turfs just like new. Gorilla Grow 10 kind, LEDs shining bright. Atlas Seeds, Green Wolf, keeping your grow just right. Just right. Extreme gardening and smoking storks so fly. Use code Organically Blunt.